If Muhammad's preaching becomes popular and the gods are abolished, there will be no pilgrims. And if there are no pilgrims, there will be no more us.
The messenger of God has sounded the warning call.
What? Is Mecca under attack?
I don't know. Come on. Sumaya, come to the Kaaba. Hurry!
Yes, sir. Quickly, come.
What's going on?
I don't know.
There he is.
Up you go.
See the messenger of God, Huda?
Allah!
There.
He's about to speak.
And then the prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, "O people of Mecca, if I told you there is an army behind the hill coming to invade us, would you believe me?"
We would believe anything from you, Muhammad. You've always spoken the truth.
And so he continued, "O people of Mecca, I beg you, abandon your gods and worship the one and only God. Save yourself from the fire of hell, for I cannot keep you from God's punishments. I am only like the man who sees the enemy coming and goes to warn his people of the approaching danger in order to save them."
That's another reason Allah can't be the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and especially not of Jesus. The true God's standard is perfection. Deeds alone can't save us. Only Jesus can, who lived a sinless life for us and took our punishment in our place. Muhammad is right to say that he cannot keep us from the real God's punishments, but warning us about them is pointless without also speaking of the Savior. Unless, that is, Allah is a different God who settles for something less. "Save yourselves," says Muhammad, confirming this. By the way, this is a large crowd to the sermon, isn't it? But be advised here, there are still only 10 to 15 actual Muslims among them.
Our Riff is making a fool of us. Stop him, Abu Talib. Woe to you, Muhammad. Have you assembled us for this?
Isn't it wonderful?
Do you believe this man?
Oh, yes. Every word.
Alright, I'm holding you to that. Tabari 1, verse 306. The messenger said, Allah created Adam and then rubbed Adam's back with his right hand and brought forth his progeny. Then he said, I have created these as the inhabitants of paradise. Then he rubbed his back with his left hand and said, I have created these for the fire, and they will act as inhabitants of the fire. Bukhari, Volume 6, Book 60, number 473. Every created soul has his place written for him either in paradise or in hell fire. His happy or miserable fate is predetermined for him. The Quran says, Quran 56 verse 8, those of the right hand, how happy will be those of the right hand, and those of the left hand, how unhappy will be those of the left hand. Do you understand what this means? Being saved is irrelevant, and even if it was relevant, the women are again getting the short end of the stick. Quran 56, 34 through 38 talks about the famous female virgins awaiting those fortunate enough not to be predestined to hell. So this dumb lady, who mindlessly believes every word Muhammad says, can try to save herself and go to hell anyway if she came off in Allah's left hand, not save herself and still go to Allah's brothel, paradise, if she came out the right hand. She'll either be burned or stuck with other women for the rest of eternity. In the best possible scenario for her, Allah is a real God, albeit a callous and double-minded one. It just so happens she managed to get the right hand, and it also just so happens that she's a lesbian. Emotional appeal is all this movie has. The only people who would ever swallow this garbage are those ignorant enough to believe all the lies.
He's leaving the hill. Let's go join him.
How dare you betray Mecca? What, the gods aren't good enough for you?
We'll protect you, messenger of God.
Allah!
Dare you insult the gods? Prophet?
Are you kidding me? Okay, look, this might have happened, but it's never recorded.
Stay together. Don't let him through.
You cannot do this, Bilal. If the messenger of God no longer
Allah.
preaches in secret, I will not follow in secret.
What is this? No, don't tell me. My slave has become a Muslim.
You may own my body, but my soul...
Let me guess. You think your soul is free?
No. My soul is also a slave. But not to you. To God.
Allah.
You're wrong, Bilal. It all belongs to me. Everything you are, everything you think, everything. Say it. Deny Muhammad's words and say your soul belongs to me.
These words are never used, but as we continue to watch Muslims being persecuted, I can tell you where the ideas are coming from. The Hadith of Ishaq 143 explains about how the Muslims were imprisoned, beaten, starved, and exposed to the heat of Mecca so as to be seduced from their religion. The Meccans had obviously received a sudden scare from Islam. A bit earlier on, Ishaq 141 reveals that 10 years into his mission, Muhammad had never spoken his recitals publicly, but only ever privately. So a guy named Abdallah bin Masud volunteers to do some Jehovah's Witnessing, I mean Allah's witnessing. He goes out into public, amongst the people, and this is what he says. I'm going to dispense with the whole Allah made this, Allah made that part, and skip ahead right to the offensive stuff. Quran 55 verse 31. Soon we will dispose of you both, men and jinn. Jinn would be devils. By applying our two armies. How many favors of your Lord will you both deny? A second translation reads, we shall soon be free to turn on you, O weary caravans. Muhammad would soon prosper by raiding Meccan caravans. Quran 55 verse 35. There will be let loose on you both white-hot flames of fire and smoke that chokes, so that you will not be able to defend yourselves. How many favors of your Lord will you both deny? Quran 55 verse 41. The sinners will be seized by their forelock and feet. Which of the favors of your Lord will you then deny? This is the hell the sinners call a lie. They will go round and round between its fierce fires and boiling water. Which of the favors of your Lord will you then deny? Quran 55 verse 46. For him who lives in terror of his Lord are two gardens containing delights, shade, two fountains flowing, fruits and pears, reclining on carpets lined with silk brocade, fruits hanging low. In them virginal females with averted glances, desiring none but you, undeflowered by men or jinn. Is the reward of goodness aught but goodness? And besides this, there are two other gardens, rich green in color from plentiful watering. In them will be two springs, gushing forth with fruits, and beautiful companions, virgins, cloistered in pavilions, undefiled by men and jinn, reclining on green cushions and rich mattresses. Which of the favors of your Lord will you both deny? In other words, soon we will have enough strength to attack you and steal from your caravans. Then when you're dead, you'll be forcefully thrust into the fires of hell. Meanwhile, we who serve Allah, who unlike your idols is real, will be rewarded with carnal pleasures. Nya, 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 nya. I know how stupid this must sound, but I didn't make it up. Muslims did. Find an online Quran and read the 55th surah, titled Ar-Rahman. So the Meccans hear this, and they're like, holy crap, is this what Muhammad teaches Muslims? How many of them are there now who are ready to dispose of us and force this immoral and terrifying Allah in place? We need to nip this in the bud, now. This was never, ever about, give me your soul is mine. It was about keeping the bad from going to worse. This whole sorry affair began as a mess, which Islam made bigger.
Say it, Bilal, say it. There is only one God. And Muhammad is his prophet.
Let's see what you'll say under the lash. Wait first. Yes, he does. Deny Muhammad's words.
Yes. One God. One God.
Say I'm the owner of your soul, and I will remove the stone. Say it. one God.
Umayyah, I come on behalf of Abu Bakr. He wants to buy this man from you.
This isn't true. This incident comes from Ishaq 144, where Abu Bakr sees a Muslim slave and complains about the rock being put on his chest. So the slave's owner says, "You are the one who corrupted him, so you save him." Bakr says, "Fine, I've got a slave who is tougher and stronger than him. I will exchange him." But since the slave trade apparently wasn't religious enough for Badar International, they changed it into a purchase.
Name your price.
All right. 10 gold pieces. You think you won something, don't you? You tell Abu Bakr I would have taken 3 pieces of gold for that worthless soul.
I'll spare you the contrived villain laughter.
He would have paid 100.
Wish he would have. Less finances to purchase arms for jihad. Oh right, this didn't actually happen.
Despite the beatings, Muhammad continues to preach and make converts of our pilgrims. How?
The answer is simple. It lies in the Quran.
What? His so-called revelations?
They're nothing more than idle babblings. All due respect, Abu Jahal, Muhammad's revelations are neither idle nor babblings. They are powerful, simple, not of this world.
I agree, for some of the Quran. It's beyond normal imagination to come up with passages like these. "Soon I will fling them into the burning hell fire. It permits nothing to endure, and nothing does it spare. It darkens and changes the color of man, burning the skin. It shrivels and scorches men. Let him beware. If he does not desist, we will seize him, smite his forehead, and drag him by the forelock. For the rejectors is entertainment with boiling water and roasting in hell fire. Truly, hell is a place of ambush, a resort for the rebellious. Therein taste they neither coolness nor any drink save a boiling water and a dark, murky fluid, intensely cold, paralyzing, a fitting reward. They will eat thorns and fill their bellies with the heads of flaming devils. Then on top of that, they will be given a mixture made of boiling water to drink especially prepared. We have prepared the doom of hell and the penalty of torment in the most intense, blazing fire. When they are flung in, they will hear the terrible drawing in of breath and the loud moaning, even as the flames blaze forth, roaring with rage as it boils up, bursting with fury, plucking apart his body right to the skull, eager to roast, dragged by the head. Hell shall claim all who flee." Hell is talked about more frequently in the Quran than any other subject. If Muhammad really did encounter a spirit in that cave, we've got a pretty good idea where he might be from. The relatively small number of people to join Islam did so either out of fear of Muhammad's hell or out of desire for babes in paradise. Or Muhammad might have promised them war booty. Nah, it's not like Muslims to get into fights, is it?
Magic?
It's the only reasonable explanation.
Well then, we must stop him from using his magic poetry against us.